Hello, Brobs. This is New Book Arrivals number 232. And I've got a few stacks, considering that two of my go-to thrift stores were closed today because of the excessive cold. It's kind of amazing that I found this many, but here we are. The Mysterious Monsters by Robert and Francis Gwinnett, plus 32 pages of startling photos of Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and many more. This book has some good value, $15 range. I got it for 50 cents. Let's see who's in here besides Nellie and Sasquatch. Bigfoot, of course, from the gorilla to Ishi, the international Bigfoot phenomenon, long history of Bigfoot, the eyewitness, the footprints. So basically, it's just Nellie and the Bigfoot. Olive Potter is a former sheriff of the Dalles in Oregon. He lives now. Oh, it's Oliver, not Olive. But yeah, that's great. That's a great cover. I would have got it even if it wasn't worth money. For some reason, at the one book sale or book thrift store I went to, there was a lot of books on the Holocaust, and I passed up a couple, but I also got a couple. And this is one of them, The Anguish of the Jews. Although it is a Catholic priest, writes of 23 centuries of anti-Semitism. This book, the first written by a Catholic priest on the history of anti-Semitism, begins with the Greek and Egyptian attitudes that formed the base root for much of what followed during the Christian era. It traces the development of anti-Semitism through the period of the early church, the fall of Rome, the Dark Ages, the Renaissance, and into modern times. Rebecca West, Black Lamb and Gray Falcon. I mean, just the size of it alone makes you think it's a classic, and it is called one of the great books of this century. I don't really know who Rebecca West is. In fact, I don't know who she is at all. How long is this book? Damn, it goes into the thousands of pages. Looks like it has a little writing in it. It does. Is this fiction or is it? It doesn't look like fiction. We're now all dead or enslaved. What? Black Lamb and Gray Falcon, A Journey Through Yugoslavia. Oh, okay, I thought it was a novel. Shows you how much I pay attention. I will probably be getting rid of this book. I thought it was like a classic book. I mean, it's listed as a classic, but it's not a classic. It's a history classic. Warcraft, Reign of Chaos, Official Battle Chess Guide. I got this one for just because it was a quarter. I don't care about World of Warcraft or Warcraft, or is it even part of that? Not for resale. We'll see about that, Bubba. It's exactly what I got it for. Agatha Christie, The Postern of Fate. Don't know if I have this in mass market. Oh, let's check and see. I'm too short to reach up here. I don't think I do have it in mass market. No, I do not. Cat among the pigeons. I do have it in hardcover, though. I actually have 2 copies of that. One of them, which I'm going to sell or give away. And there we go. Now you're up there. Good job. This book, The Bridges of Toko Rai, Ra, by James Michener, I would not have purchased if it were not 25 cents, and a vintage book. Looks like from the 60s. Could be early 70s. Yeah, 67, 66, 67-ish. Yeah, it's the only reason why I bought it. I don't I mean, I'm not into these kind of books at all, but when you see a mass market that's in that great of a shape and the spine isn't brittle, you got to get it. Obviously, Mishner is a popular author. I'm not interested in his books, but what's that got to do with me? If Rock and Roll Were a Machine by Terry Davis, author of Vision Quest, which became a popular movie, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Although I don't remember the movie. Wasn't James, what's that guy? The crazy fucker. James. He's got the wonky eye. Really good actor. But he was in indie films for years. Hold on, let me look and see if I can figure out what his name. Yeah, it's James Spader. He was a good actor, and then he became popular, and then, I mean, he's still a good actor, but much preferable in his lesser roles. Well, not lesser roles, but stuff like Crash and that, which were just weird. Weird. Lila by Robert Pirsig. Obviously the author of Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, which to me is about Buddhism, whatever you want to call it. Lots of underlining notation in here. That was a 25-cent book as well, as was this. And so was this. I have no interest in Buddhism. In fact, I greatly dislike Buddha. I mean, just the looks of him. I don't really care what he says. I just don't like him. So I figure if I have a spare copy or 6 of Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, I should have this book, which I also will never read. But if I open that bookstore, I will have that. Probably wouldn't have picked this one up either if it was not a 25-cent book, but it is, and it was. It's also a Scholastic. I guess they're just retellings of Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. I could not believe my eyes. There stood a little man about 6 inches high. And that was him. Execution by Hunger. The Hidden Holocaust. 7 million people in the breadbasket of Europe were deliberately starved to death at Stalin's command. The story has been suppressed for half a century. Now a survivor speaks. Maran Dolat. Yeah, it's incredible that Joseph Stalin, who easily murdered probably 2 to 3, maybe up to 10 times as many people as Hitler, is never considered in... I mean, Hitler's considered the be-all, end-all dictator, but, I mean, he was nothing compared to Stalin in terms of killing people. And people were like, well, Hitler wanted to just kill one race. Stalin wanted to kill them all. Yeah, I don't understand. I understand that the Soviets supposedly helped us win World War II. They didn't really help us. Germany just was stupid and thought they were going to invade Russia and win. And they were wrong. But yeah, Stalin was easily 2 to 3 times worse than Hitler ever could imagine to be. So that's a nice addition. Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. I'd have just about every Dahl paperback edition. And mostly because I bought a large collection, which I think basically features all of his works in paperback, and they were all in shrink wrap. And the lady was like, you know, that's $6. I was like, lady, there's like $20. I got it $6.99, I think, for the whole set. Well, now I have an extra. Thoughts and Meditations by Khalil Gibran, author of The Prophet. And I always pick these books up, especially the older edition ones that have no barcode. This one's in good shape. Clipped jacket, 1960. Easily worth 10 to 15 bucks. Check out those boards. Look pretty damn good, buddy. 50 cents. The Mangan Inheritance. I don't know what this is, if it's sci-fi or what, but it kind of looks like a Gothic novel, just from the jacket artwork. But Brian Moore does not seem like an Gothic writer. Intrigued by this doppelganger, Jamie sets out for picturesque and primitive Southern Ireland. Maybe it is basically a romance. It's a man-mance. Masculine romance. Anyway, I paid the 95 cents or whatever it cost. And got it because it's a first edition, and I've seen other similar copies go for 15, 20 bucks. So I paid the 95 cents. But although I do think that the lady may have charged me 25 cents per book. I don't want to show my... No, she charged me 95. What? White miscellaneous times 7. Oh, I see. This one she did charge me full price. That's fine. Got a bookshelf there for $5.85 as well. House of Abraham, Lincoln and the Todds, a family divided by war. I mean, Mary was divided by the war against her children, which took them with sickness. And she never recovered from it, and then she had to be there when Lincoln was murdered. So I really should pop out that book on Mary Todd Lincoln, The Insanity or whatever it's called. I really should read that book. Let Us Put Our Money Together, The Founding of America's First Black Banks, by Tim Todd. Abusing the Trust. I already have this book. I've probably have at least 3 or 4 copies. But first time I bought this book, I was at the same store and I left this copy behind, but now that another one showed, I just grabbed it. These were banks in, was it Memphis? That were started by blacks who could not get loans and stuff from whites. And Martin Luther King mentioned it. Maybe these are earlier ones. But I know there were banks that were started in that time frame. I don't know if this is the same. Probably not. Maybe I don't have this book. I think I do, but I don't know. Looks like I do, but I'm not positive. Voices from S-21, Terror and History in Pol Pot's Secret Prison. Nice non-fiction. Pol Pot, another great person. Is this book signed? No. January 1979, Vietnamese troops captured the Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh at the end of their 2-year war against Pol Pot's Khmer Rouge. Giselle saved the children. Out of the Holocaust, the mother's last words, a journey of love, courage, and survival. This book has some value, though I think it's ex-library. I didn't really look. The Jewish Community Center Library, West Bloomfield. Now someone's basically destroyed this jacket here. But I liked it from the stars. I know the stars were to identify them, but that's what stuck out on the cover of these women. No matter what or how much one has read about the Holocaust, this survival story at once seizes the reader. Oh, look at that. We got some leaves. I don't know what kind of leaves those are. Might be some important to Holocaust survivors. So I've said I will only pick up Holocaust or Nazi books that are different from the other ones. This one's a little bit older and it's got a cool cover. So I got it. Other People's Myths, Wendy Doniger O'Flaherty. Other People's Myths is a wonderfully entertaining celebration of the universal art of storytelling. The Cave of Echoes. What's this say? For Mercia and Christinelle Eliade, and for Brian, who taught me the meaning of Nietzsche's dictum, Aus der Kriegelschule des Lebens, was mich nach umbringt, macht nicht starker. Yeah, it's from Götterdammerung. This is, I believe, myths, as in mythology of different places. Other scholars' myths, The Hunter and the Sage, Other People's Lies, The Cave of Echoes. Other People's Classics retelling the Mahabharata. Other People as Animals, Rudra, Lord of the Sacrificial Beast. Other People's Rituals, Daksha, Pentheus, and Jesus, or is it Jesus? Other People's Myths, The Place in the Woods. Myth with ritual, without ritual. So yeah, this one looks pretty good. Got a shitload of books on myths, and now I got even more. That'll be all. Goodbye, bruv. Goodbye.